For the data set, we are asked to construct a box plot. A box plot is a graphical display of the 5-number summary, and it can be used to show outliers. The 5-number summary is given by the minimum value, which is 11, the lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, and finally the maximum, which is 20. The median is the data value that divides the data set into halves. Since we have 8 data points, our median is going to be the average of the middle numbers, which is given by 14. Now we are going to find the lower quartile and the upper quartile. The lower quartile is the data value that divides the lower half of the data set into halves. We have 4 data values below the median. Therefore, our lower quartile is going to be the average of the middle numbers in the lower set of the data, or the average of 12 and 12, which is equal to 12. Likewise, our upper quartile is going to be the median of the middle, is going to be the median of the upper half of the data, or the value that divides the upper half of the data into halves. Since we have 4 data values, the upper quartile is going to be the average of the middle numbers in the upper half of that data, or halfway between 15 and 19, which is given by 17. Another value that might be useful is the interquartile range, which is the difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile, in this case 5 units. The interquartile range is often used to define outliers. An outlier is any observation that is more than 1.5 times the IQR from the nearest quartile. Therefore, an outlier would be anything greater than your upper quartile plus 1.5 times your IQR, or it would be anything less than your lower quartile minus 1.5 times your IQR. We can see that our minimum and maximum do not seem to be extreme values. We could check this by finding the cutoff values for our outliers. We know that anything greater than 1.5 times the IQR, add that to Q3 or subtract that from Q1 would give us our outliers. For example, if we took Q3 and we added 1.5 times our IQR, which is 5, then any value that would be greater than 24.5 would be considered an outlier. In this case, we have no outliers in our data set. In order to construct the box plot using the 5-number summary, we will first have to draw a scale. To construct the box plot, we are going to plot the 5-number summary. We know that our minimum is at 11, our lower quartile is at 12, our median is 14, and our upper quartile is 17, and finally our maximum value is 20. We construct a box between our upper quartile and lower quartile, representing 50% of our data. Our whiskers go to our maximum or minimum value when we have no outliers. Therefore, we can see that in this box plot, 25% of our data falls from the upper quartile to the maximum value. Another 25% of the data lie between the median and the upper quartile. 25% of the data fall between the median and the lower quartile, and then 25% of the data fall between the lower quartile and the minimum.